And on the GBPUSD, I also have a sell momentum running already on the GBPUSD. But before I go into the details here, let's quickly look at the economic calendar where the week is laced with a couple of events that's going to be affecting the pounds also. So we have the situation coming up on Tuesday, the climate count change. And then we have the higher low unemployment rate also coming up on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we have the consumer price index, a very important event, and that will definitely have a high impact on price action. We also have the BOE monetary policy report hearing also coming up on Wednesday as well. Then on that same Wednesday, we have the USD retail sales. So we are looking at Tuesday, Wednesdays for this event to come up. And obviously, we are going to be seeing the anticipation of this event reveal itself on the charts price action. So the first thing we want to do here on the GBP USD is to scale up to the daily time frame. Let's see what is really going on the daily time frame. Let's see if we are still on track of either selling or buying the GBP USD. So on the daily time frame on the GBP USD, we can see here that price action has been on a long-term bearish momentum. In fact, since the beginning of the year, the pound has continued to nosedive to the downside. Well, the most important structure here, aside the bearish trend line, is the 1.1800 level, which is a strong determinant of price action in the last 4 or 5 months now. Look at what happened here in the month of July. We saw how this level was holding bullish momentum at one point. Then it was met with strong resistance from the sellers. Price came back into that structure, evolved into a consolidation phase before the final breakdown of the 1.1800 level happened. That was in the month of August. And since then, price has continued to trade right below the 1.1800 level. In fact, we had the retest of that structure in the month of September here. Price went further back to the side. And one thing that happened last week was price coming back into the 1.18 level, hereby emphasizing the fact that we are at a very critical point in this market that requires a lot of patience. So at this point in time, there are two possible scenarios that might likely happen here. And the first one is a situation where we might be seeing reversal pattern here with selling pressure on lower time frame to join a decline to the downside. We don't know how far the decline will go. It could go as far as breaking down that bullish trend line or probably come back into the very important 1.1400 level before we start seeing the second wave of that bullish momentum. That is one scenario we want to be looking at. Then the other scenario we want to be looking at here is a situation where price might evolve into a reversal pattern along this level, breakout retest of structure on our lower time frame to join the trend continuation to the upside. So that is the two scenarios. That are the two scenarios I want to wait. Now, besides this, I also want to share with you how important the 1.1400 level is at this juncture in this market. Remember, we had this bearish trend line figured out. And one thing we saw last week was the breakout of the bearish trend line, which also shares a conflict level. And from a technical standpoint, whenever we have a breakout of a structure like this, we expect that price at one point in time might likely come back to do a retest of that structure, followed by buying pressure on a lower time frame to join the trend continuation to the upside. So that is one thing we want to be looking at. And if you look at how the 1.14 is positioned right around the bearish trend line that has been holding by selling pressure since the beginning of the year, and also the bullish trend line here, which has been holding buying pressure in the last couple of months now. So you can see how that area is. So if we're going to have a selling pressure right below the 0.1800 level on our lower time frame, we want to be mindful of to see how price action will be relating to this current structure before thinking of either adding more position to our existing trade or getting ready to join the trend continuation to the upside. So the next thing we want to be doing right now is scale down to the 1 hour time frame. Let's see how participants in this market are relating to the current structure here at around the 1.1800 level in order to make an informed decision as we head into the New York session today. So in order to do this, we'll scale down to the 1 hour time frame. And on the 1 hour time frame, what can we find here on the 1 hour time frame? Now, on the 1 hour time frame, the first thing you observe here is that price was caught within a channel, just like the Euro USD, caught within a channel right within the 1.18450, that is here, and the 1.17750 level, giving us a clue there is an indecision in this market right now. And whenever we have a channel like this, what for is a signal in the form of either a breakout or a breakdown of that channel to give us a clue of where price is heading. So at this point, after being caught within a consolidation phase here, we can see that price broke down the 1.17500 level, giving us a clue that selling momentum is coming in early market. And price comes back to do a retest of that structure here, and then we saw this move to the downside at this point, giving me a clue that selling the GBP USD is most likely a reasonable thing to do right here. And so what this simply means that anywhere right below the 1.17750 level is most appropriate to be looking for selling opportunities. And if a breakout of the structure to the upside happens, then a retest of that level, we will be looking for buying pressure to join the rally to the upside. So at this point in time, let's see if you are not in this trade yet, below this level seems most appropriate to be joining this decline. And if that happens, where will our take profit target be? Now, in order to get where our take profit target will be, what we want to be doing here is to take into consideration the impulsive move that we had here last week. So we had this impulsive move started last week. So we take this into consideration by bringing out our Fibonacci retracement tool, run it through that previous impulse leg, and we should be aiming at where that's correct golden zone area right within the 50 and the 78 pips. You're having somewhere around here. Mind you, this is a counter trend opportunity. Buy zone, and should price come there to evolve into a reversal pattern. So we are looking at this area as our take profit target, where we are going to be looking out for buying opportunity to join the second wave of the bullish momentum that started last week. So this is what we are going to be looking forward to during the New York session today. So right below the 1.1750 level seems most appropriate. Stop loss right around the resistant level of that channel. Take profit target. So we have a minimum of about, let's see, minimum of 170 pips to a maximum of about over 320 pips to catch here. Price moves in our favor. So one thing I would like to say here on the GBP USD is as price continues direction, kindly move your stop loss accordingly to lock in your profits to protect your position against sudden pullback at this point. Remember, we are on a long-term bullish, we are on a bullish momentum right now as we finally saw the breakout of the very important level at the 1.14 during the course of last week. In fact, we saw the breakout of that structure. Price came back to do the retest of that level to inside that bullish momentum that we witnessed last week. So I'm of the opinion that if price breaks down the 1.177500 level, I want to be seeing this as a retracement phase of that impulse leg, where we want to be aiming at our golden zone area as a take profit target for this counter trend opportunity. And this same area we are going to be looking out for opportunities to join the trend continuation to the upside. So this is my view here on the GBP USD. If you have any questions regarding what I just explained so far, feel free to drop your inquiries in the comment section.